What if I told you there's a level of wealth so vast, so deeply hidden, it makes the world's most famous billionaires look like they're playing in the little leagues? A fortune not just counted in the billions, but whispered in trillions, operating within a shadow world where the normal rules of finance, transparency, and accountability simply don't seem to apply. Tonight, we're attempting to pull back a corner of the gilded curtain on the Saudi royal family's inner circle, arguably the most secretive, and quite possibly the wealthiest billionaire class on Earth. And what we're about to explore might just reshape your entire understanding of what wealth, power, and its exercise truly mean in our modern world. Now, when you think of Saudi royal wealth, what comes to mind? Gleaming palaces, infamous purchases of Western trophy assets, like sprawling estates or Premier League football clubs. While those are certainly part of the picture, the most visible symbol of their unique status isn't just what they own, but how they maintain an almost complete, almost impenetrable separation from the public, in a manner that redefines the very meaning of exclusivity. Take Prince Mohammed bin Salman's primary residence, a colossal compound sprawling north of Riyadh. This isn't just a home. It's a 62-acre, self-contained world. It boasts not only every luxury amenity imaginable, but also complete self-sufficiency, its own power generation, sophisticated water purification systems, state-of-the-art medical facilities, and even agricultural production. Satellite imagery reveals security perimeters stretching nearly a mile from the central residence, creating a buffer zone larger than the entire Principality of Monaco. As one architectural consultant familiar with similar royal projects explained, this isn't just a home, it's a privatized city-state designed for a single family, capable of functioning entirely independently from the kingdom itself, if necessary. But this breathtaking physical isolation, that's merely the surface of a much deeper, more complex separation. What truly distinguishes the staggering wealth of the Saudi royals is its systematic immunization from any kind of financial transparency. Unlike many Western billionaires, whose fortunes can often be tracked, at least partially, through public companies and regulatory filings, Saudi princes operate through what financial intelligence specialists chillingly call sovereign shielded wealth. These are assets that exist in a murky gray zone, somewhere between personal holdings and state resources. A financial twilight world. This almost invisible structure became briefly tantalizingly visible during the now infamous 2017 Ritz-Carlton incident. Dozens of Saudi elites, including princes and prominent businessmen, were detained in what was officially described as an anti-corruption campaign. Financial records and insights that trickled out during this period hinted at an incredibly complex web of arrangements. It appeared that royal family members received direct allocations from state oil revenues before those revenues even entered official government accounts, effectively privatizing vast sums of public resources before they could ever be classified as such. The genius of the system, one sovereign wealth specialist noted with a kind of reluctant admiration, is that it creates wealth that exists outside any conventional accounting system. It's neither fully private nor officially public. It exists in a privileged space beyond normal financial categorization. Consider this. In December 2020, this parallel financial system flexed its global muscle when a prominent prince acquired a major European soccer team for a reported €750 million. The transaction itself was a masterclass in financial obfuscation, originating from 7 different banking jurisdictions, passing silently through entities in Singapore and Luxembourg, before finally completing through a British Virgin Islands corporation that had no visible, traceable connection to the actual royal purchaser. This level of sophisticated financial compartmentalization isn't accidental. It suggests decades of meticulous infrastructure development. For the Saudi royal elite, this opacity isn't just about maintaining privacy. It's about creating a functional immunity from global financial oversight. A world where their fortunes can move like ghosts through the international banking system. Beneath the kingdom's ambitious modernization campaigns and gleaming new megacities lies another, less talked about reality, what some researchers have termed the royal extraction economy. According to confidential banking documents and interviews with former advisors, members of the inner royal circle allegedly maintain direct participation rights in virtually all significant economic projects within the kingdom. Think about that. Major infrastructure developments, lucrative technology investments, even significant foreign partnerships, all are said to include what one source described as royal allocation rights. These are predetermined percentages, silent shares, that flow directly to specific branches of the royal family. This system, operating for decades, creates wealth accumulation on a scale that is genuinely difficult for most of us to comprehend. Financial analysts have estimated that somewhere between 15% to 25% of the kingdom's entire annual oil revenue, that's roughly $40 to $65 billion per year at current production levels, flows directly to royal family members through these various opaque mechanisms, again, before it ever hits the national accounts. This decades-long, systematic process has created individual family branches with accumulated wealth reportedly exceeding $100 billion each, all controlled through incredibly complex trust structures spanning multiple international jurisdictions, making it virtually untraceable. But perhaps what shocked investigators and analysts most, when glimpses of this system emerged, was the discovery of the royal family's heritage portfolio. This isn't just about oil money. This is a collection of historical assets and ancient rights accumulated over generations, a treasure trove that exists almost entirely outside modern financial reporting. This portfolio reportedly includes the ownership of actual geographical features within the kingdom, historical water rights that predate modern legal systems by centuries, and vast mineral rights granted by royal decree long ago. These assets, while perhaps sounding archaic, generate enormous ongoing value. Most remarkable, and perhaps most ingenious, is the family's alleged ownership of historical trade routes and access rights, through a process that legal scholars have dubbed traditional right conversion. Ancient claims to caravan routes, oasis access, and market tolls have been subtly transformed into modern-day ownership stakes in critical infrastructure ports, airports, and sprawling logistics networks. These are assets conservatively valued at over $300 billion, all stemming from rights established long before the kingdom itself was even a modern nation-state. The psychological dimension of this unique wealth structure reveals another fascinating layer of complexity. Unlike many Western billionaires who often seek and even crave public recognition of their status, think of buildings named after them, highly publicized philanthropic endeavors, or spots on rich lists. Saudi royal wealth operates on principles of deliberate, almost monastic obscurity. Visible wealth is vulnerable wealth, one former advisor to the royal court chillingly explained. The true, unshakable power in this paradigm lies not in being known to possess immense resources, but in controlling the invisible, intricate mechanisms that generate and, crucially, protect those resources. Every financial flow is meticulously disguised, routed through multiple jurisdictions. Every significant asset is held through labyrinthine structures designed to resist any outside scrutiny. Every business relationship, whether domestic or international, is said to be shaped by unwritten, unspoken rules about royal participation and allocation. The Saudi royal billionaires haven't just accumulated wealth on an epic scale. They've painstakingly created an entirely separate economic ecosystem, operating alongside but distinctly apart from conventional global finance. Because in this extraordinary realm where ancient monarchy meets hypermodernity, true wealth isn't measured by what financial analysts can quantify on a spreadsheet, or what Forbes can list in its annual rankings. It's measured by what remains permanently, beyond calculation, existing in that rarefied, sovereign space where conventional accountability often ends and royal prerogative begins. It's a world built not just on riches, but on the power of invisibility. The sheer scale and intricacy of this hidden financial universe is almost beyond our everyday comprehension. A realm where medieval power structures seem to have seamlessly merged with the most sophisticated financial engineering of the 21st century. It's a story that compels us to question our understanding of what true wealth really means and how it operates. Often silently, in the deepest shadows of our globalized world, if this journey into the heart of extreme wealth and sovereign secrecy sparked your curiosity, if it made you think differently about the hidden mechanics of power and the fortunes that shape our planet, we'd be honored if you'd connect with our community. Hit that like button if this investigation opened your eyes to a world rarely seen. Share it with others who are fascinated by the real stories behind global power and finance. And be sure to subscribe for more deep dives that aim to truly connect you with the unseen forces shaping our world. Thanks for watching.